So you guys were one. I'm hearing a lot of you guys. You guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that. And when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So it's shorter. There you go. Crazycatlady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for education and entertainment purpose. Hi everybody, Martha here. So today we're doing the season 4 of Young Justice, and I've not watched this one in a while, so I'm gonna try my best to remember what I can from it. And, like every single part, like they had like 4 episodes dedicated to a specific event. I remember like 3 events that were going on in this season. Um, which was the first event was Superboy and Miss Martian gonna get married, and Beast Boy was there with them, and apparently, sadly, they were not able to get married because there was like a fight, a war going on between the two different races of Martians, like the green Martians and the white Martians. They're still fighting over it, and sadly, um, Connor, Superboy got mixed up in it and gets hit by a bunch of kryptonite by Miss Martian's brother, and he ends up dying. And like for the longest time during the show, I thought they were going to bring him back, but then I could remind myself, no, they didn't. They still had not brought back Wally at all. So no, he was. They killed another one of the original Young Justice members now. Here, and so that sucks. Now that Dick, Artemis, Miss Martian, and those 3, because then there was only 5, original 5. There's only 5 members, and those are the last one. I know. Um, uh, San, okay, Santana. I know Santana was in some episodes, but I really don't count her because she wasn't in the show that the first season that often. But Sartana, or that's Santana. All her pictures, you can see what she looks like. But so she might want to count her as original people, make it more even. But anyway, now we lost Wally and Superboy of the originals, and it was just sad. And the next part was about Artemis um, and Dick dealing with a bunch of dealing with Orphan's mom, who is one of the bad guys. I think she's in Batman. She was on the Batman games. I'm trying to remember her name, but she cut like Orphan's vocal cords, and it's where she can't talk in that show. And they even brought on her thing with happened how Barbara Batgirl became Oracle in this world which was not the same way she does in the comics or in Adoka Kill, that book. She still gets shot by him, but not in the same way. So, still shot by Joker. So, at least they keep that around, but the circumstances are not the same because she gets shot trying to save Orphan, and because Orphan is meant to kill somebody there, I think, but she stopped her, and then they took Orphan in, and her and Batman they took Orphan in and started teaching her how to be a better person. And what they're doing here was having a pretend person become part of the team and trick them, which was two characters. I don't remember two, which I think it was one of the bad guys' two bad guys' daughters, but we find out one was who we thought was okay. The daughter of Vandal Savage was one of them, and I don't remember who was the dad. It was just another person, but they are trying to Cheshire, Artemis's sister, is here to help, and mostly they're trying to get trying to get Chester turned back to be good, because Artemis is taking care of Chester's daughter and Red Arrow's kid, both their kid, but she doesn't want to be a mom. She thinks the best thing for her to do is not to be around the kid. So instead, Artemis has to be the mom for her, even though she's just the aunt. But she doesn't want so. And they go after and they find out a bunch of bad guys go after them, and they find out that which one actually is the person who's who's pretending to be on the team, and that was Val Savage's daughter, and Arrow and Orphans ends up killing her mom. And the last arc of the show of this season was Santana training 3 pupils who are meant to take over her dad's spot, so her dad can have a break from being Dr. Fate, take over be the new Dr. Fate, while her dad is taking time off, so she can see her dad. So she only can see her dad only once a month, once a year, and for so long. So, but she trains one of the Shazam people, Megan, and to take over, but she doesn't get to be the one of the people because she does a very big no-no by taking powers from everybody in order to save the world from another demon child, who's like that little cat, the one who has a cat, and that little boy who has a cat is a demon boy, and I don't Aiden. But the little boy with a cat, and it's a demon. But there's another kid that's trying to take over the world and be a mean demon, and have a lot of scary scenes in this show from her. So, and those two fight, and he ends up losing his little cat, and so he has to find a he has to find a new way to stay governed to this world. He worked with Vandal Savage for a while, and every single time they had a little story thing, they had like, we already knew this. Why are you telling me this already? Well, they were just really telling the audience this who don't know this, and that's how always the episode would end, open or end. And I found like kind of silly, like yeah. And the fact they brought the whole entire bus thing, they could like referencing. There's a bus with a bunch of kids driving around in the background. We find out later, it's actually just this demon kid who possessed the bus, so we can stay tethered to our world and not get killed until we find a new kitty to make it new tethered. Which he did. He found another cat who was tethered to him, and he names the same exact name. He reminds me a lot of he walked back to the future, and he reminds you of a lot of Biff because he makes insults that don't make sense. So he doesn't think before he finish his sentence, basically, and so I liked I like parts of this season. Mostly I like the first half, and then I like the fact that I kept like referencing the first half with poor Beast Boy who got who was going through depression, not wanting to do anything, not wanting to do nothing but sleep, because since he just lost Connor, and he's taking like a bunch of pills and stuff like that. No, it won't nobody will get him to listen, not even his girlfriend. And I did like how they handled it, and I can understand. And losing somebody close to you, like him and Connor were best friends, and he's lost a lot of people recently. He's lost his mom, he lost Wally, and he also lost now Connor. So a lot has happened for the poor kid, poor little guy, and he does not know how to cope, and he doesn't want to listen to nobody. He wants to listen to nobody. So that part I did like, and I liked the beginning season. I did like the second part of it, but I don't really like the third. What I don't really like about Young Justice, there's too many characters that you have to keep track of, and I liked it better when it was just 6 characters you had to keep track of. Now there's like I had lost count trying to keep track of. Too many characters. Can't even remember some of their names. So I'm gonna give this season. You really just have to be knowledgeable of DC, really knowledgeable, to even watch the show. And I only know so much. So I'm going to give it... I find it barely watchable, because I sometimes I'm not confused. And I didn't want to do this review because I'm still confused about it. But I think it's somewhat watchable for people who know all these characters and who don't have to ask help from their little nephew. Like, what's this character's name? I forgot. So, and he doesn't even remember some of their names. So, I would have to say I give this season a 6 out of 10. It barely is watchable for me. So I'll see you guys later, like Hero described, and next week we'll probably end up doing the Proud Family reboot. So, bye-bye.